How to pursue women without looking needy or desperate. I get this question a lot. How do I text her? How long do I wait? How do I keep this going without seeming like I'm needy? In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how you do it. There's some nuance, there's some context, but these are the best rules of thumb when it comes to initial contact, converting to dates, post dates, of pursuing but not chasing. There's a very fine line, and in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how you should behave, what you should do, and how you should do it so that you can maintain this, pursue the woman, but not look like you're desperate or chasing. The first part is the initial contact, okay? So we're gonna meet women online or in person. That's all it is, right? And so when we make this initial contact, we match with them on an app, we meet them in person, always be nonchalant in terms of effort you're putting in, but interesting. The conversation you have with this girl needs to spike emotion, but it needs to be nonchalant in the amount of conversation you have with her, okay? Very big distinction. Less is always more. So what I mean by that is, do not text her all day. Do not text her and respond 24/7, okay? You need to text in spurts. So what that means is, you respond for a few minutes here, and then it's nighttime, you respond for a few minutes there, you don't respond again. You text her later. You have to understand this about women. They want valuable attention, okay? They don't want attention that is in excess because it lowers the value. And if you're texting all day about nonsense, about small talk, about casual talk that is so uninteresting and so in excess, you are destroying her attraction in real time. And so you pursue women by being concise and scarce with your attention, but the attention you do give is emotionally charged. It makes them feel something, either giddy or excited or puts them in line. Any of the context-based banter that I teach, use it, because that's all you need. A 5-minute texting conversation is more powerful than texting for 3 days straight and it's boring. The more you talk to her up front before the date, the less you have to talk about, the more effort you put in, the more time it takes, and the less she likes you. And so the initial 1 to 2 days, right, the initial contact should be banter-based, context-based, and not a lot of effort. Nonchalant in the fact of like, you don't really give a fuck, but this is what I do. As in, I don't really give a shit what happens, but like, here's some attention, laugh a little bit. Okay, I'm back to work, can't talk to you right now. That level of polarity is what women are really, really drawn to. When you're consistent, texting 24/7, you're killing attraction in real time. And again, 1 day, 1 to 2 days is all you need from initial contact to convert to date. If you do this texting aspect the right way. Again, we're not sending tons of messages. We're sending spurts of messages that are emotionally charged. Use context to your advantage. Use banter to your advantage. Use a voice note. Use a video. Use an image to spike emotion, but be nonchalant in the quantity of effort you are putting in. This is going to spike her emotion, because you have to understand, for us to get a woman on a date, they have to be between like a 0 and 10 on the emotional scale. They have to be a 7 and up, okay? If you don't get them to a 7 or higher on the emotional interest, the emotional feeling you give them, they're not going to meet you in person. They're not going to get ready and make plans and put an effort to go see you because they don't feel inclined enough to do so. You fail to get them there. With this strategy, you get them to a 7 at least if you do it the right way. When you text all day, when you're pursuing, but it is chasing, right? You're texting all day and you're responding real quick, blah, blah, blah. You're lowering it in real time. And like I just mentioned, as you lower, the likelihood of her seeing you is gone. It's 0. She may talk to you here and there and use you for attention, which is a loop a lot of guys get into because they can't read the signs. And so now they're talking to this girl thinking, she'll hang out with me one day. You have no chance, okay? You need to be militant and you need to be a man that is very concise in the attention you give and why. We're only doing this to make plans. We're only fucking talking to women to spike emotion, to get them to a state to make plans. That is it. Don't get it twisted. Now, converting to the date, okay? How do we convert to the date in a way that doesn't come across needy or desperate or chasing? It's very simple. Number 1, you never allow them to reschedule, especially on the first time, especially without valid reason. Never do this because it looks very chasing. It looks very desperate. If you make plans with a girl and she flakes and says nothing else, and you're like, yeah, okay, well, when can you next? Chasing, desperate, you're cooked. You're cooked. You have no chance. Never allow them to reschedule. Only accept punctuality. Okay? Don't accept, oh, I think I'm going to be labeled. Don't accept any of that at all. Again, you're going to be positioned as chasing because you're conceding terms. You're going to be seen as desperate because you're conceding terms. You set the date by telling them the plans when you spike emotion, okay? You spike emotion and then you say, let's hang out this week. Let's go here this time. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to hang out this week. We're going to do this week. Always assume the plans. Always assume it's going to happen. Never ask women shit. Never ask them where they want to go. Never ask them what time they want to go. Never ask him anything of the kind. We assert our dominance and maintain the emotional high that we created in this initial stage when we turn their brains off, when we're assertive, when we tell them exactly what to do. They don't have to think. He's a man with a plan. He's straight to it. I like this guy. That is how the female mind works. When you take a lot of time and you ask them what plans they want to do, and you're very passive and you're very submissive, women have no attraction to you. They're attracted to a man with a plan. And so when you are getting into an emotional state, telling them exactly what to do, you're a man with a plan. You're a man they respect, and they will fall in line. They don't want to think. And so again, this is going to be in our spurts of texting, right? We spike, we convert, and we convert by being assertive and telling them exactly what to do. Now, if you want to increase comfort, let's say you met her online, okay? A FaceTime or a voice note or a call eliminates all anxiety, okay? One 10-minute call or one 10-minute FaceTime can guarantee a show rate if you're lacking with a lot of bails, okay? If girls are flaking, you're not doing a good enough job on the emotional side, and this can help compensate. But again, on this FaceTime, it's a light conversation, make them feel emotions, reiterate the plans, be assertive, polarity of emotion, that's it. A voice note, FaceTime, a call, this really, really helps. Do not text her until the day of the plans that you set. If you talk to her on a Wednesday and you set plans for a Friday, leave it at that on Wednesday, okay? If you keep texting and you text on Thursday and you're texting all the time, I'm not kidding, you're ruining attraction real time. You are dropping her out of that state in real fucking time. A woman maintains a high emotional state when their mind can run to hypotheticals, possibilities, mystery, etc. The more you tell them, the less their mind can run. When their mind can't run, they drop in emotional intensity and attraction vanishes. And then she flakes on you. So if you set plans on a Wednesday for Friday, you stop texting. Friday morning rolls around. You confirm with presumption. You don't ask, or are we still on? Don't ask them a fucking question. Say, see you tonight. See you at blank. See you there. Blah, blah, blah. Text when you leave. That's it. That is it. That is how you maintain emotional state, lock in plans, low effort, low time investment. That is what makes your attention valuable, okay? Do not seem desperate. Assume the place and the date. Never be on your hands and knees. Can we hang out? When are you free? Blah, blah, blah. No. Boom, boom, boom. You're here, and I'm using it to get to the date, which is all that fucking matters, okay? Post date. Now, this is where a lot of guys get tripped up. A lot of guys. Slide. Here are my best practices, okay? If there's no intimacy, you want to do what's called an indirect follow-up. Use context, okay? So this is texting them about a conversation you had on the date or something that happened or whatever that makes sense to talk about, okay? So this is going to be speaking about, if you talked about coffee with her, 3 days later, send her a picture of your coffee. Don't say you're thinking about her, but say something indirectly about the conversation. This is what we want to avoid, okay? We want to avoid, hey, had so much fun with you last night. When can I see you again? Gay, yuck, vomit. That kills attraction because their mind can't run because they know how much you like. If their mind can't run, not interested. If their mind can't run, interested. If intimacy, wait till she texts you. Plain and simple. You hold the cards, you have the power. So long as it wasn't horrible or dog shit, she's going to want to reach out. She's going to want to say something because you're now in control. You now have the power. You now hold the cards. Everything shifts after intimacy. You have to understand this. Like, that is the objective. Of course, a lot of people want relationships, but in the power dynamic of a man and a woman, that is her card that she holds in the beginning, right? She holds that card. When she gives you the card, things change. You have the power. And you create the chase by dropping the effort. When you maintain the effort that you did here after intimacy, it'll probably kill attraction. So you have to drop it. They're going to reach out to you, okay? So long as the date went fine and everything went good and she had a good time with you, they're going to text you. They don't want to be the girl that just gets ghosted, okay? So there's different scenarios here, depending on the intimacy. Never show direct interest and intent to see her soon, okay? And don't make this mistake either way. So if she texts you first, or if you guys are talking because you messaged indirectly because there was no intimacy, play around the fact of seeing her again. Okay, yeah, this week's pretty tight. The next few days are pretty busy. Always be nonchalant. Always appear busy. Never be like, I'll clear my schedule, right? Exaggeration, but this happens. Never be like, oh, I can't tomorrow, or the next day, When are you free? Whenever you want. Stop, okay? Appear busy. Appear hard to see, and play a little bit of this game. And you have to understand women want busy men. They don't want easily available men. This lets their mind run. So never do that. Become hard to see, appear busy. Text in spurts. It's like what I talked about earlier, okay? If she texts you the morning after, respond in the afternoon. There's no point in feeling the need or the pressure or the anxiety around rushing to your phone and sitting there and texting this way. She's not gonna go anywhere. If you take 5 hours to respond, she's not gonna fucking go anywhere. If she says something, I'm a busy man, I have work. If that's a problem, leave. Dude, I am saving you, okay? Because if you get into a dynamic where the foundation of behavior is you're always on your phone texting this girl, you're cooked. She has more power, and she's only gonna want more attention. And the one day you do have work and you can't text all the time, it's a fight. You can't set the foundation like that. You set the foundation of the dynamic from the get-go. And you need to be very careful at how you do this, because you can get yourself cooked when you give too much attention, and now 3 months in, every day's a fight because you're not texting as much as you used to on week 1. This is what happens because they're never happy. So you have to set the expectations low. I'm a bad texter, I'm just busy, so that you condition them to expect that from you. If she's not increasing her chasing, it's probably a date issue, okay? So if she's not texting you after, or not showing interest when you reach out indirectly, the date didn't go as well as you thought it did. Just didn't, okay? You didn't spike emotion, you didn't spike attraction, she didn't like you that much, and you thought it went well, but you can't read the signs. You just can't read the cues. You can't read interest that well, clearly. No woman, because look guys, yes, women have tons of options, but when they finally meet a guy that they like, it is a big fucking deal to them. It's a huge deal. No woman likes dating. No woman likes swifting through DMs and things. They don't like these things. They want a man. And when they meet a guy they actually had a fun time with, they want to see them again. Until you fuck it up. Okay? So they want to see you again. They want these things. So if it's not clicking after and the chase is not being reinforced with her effort, her mutual effort, that it should be, your dates are falling flat. Your conversation, your body language, your tonality, where you're taking them, how the dynamic is, some piece of your puzzle is broken. If this is the case, the date goes well, she's going to talk to you again and want to see you again, guaranteed. So long as you don't screw it up by doing any of the bad practices I just talked about. And if you want women to chase you relentlessly and hold the cards and hold the power with your dating, apply to work with me one-on-one below. I will turn you into a savage, no matter what you want, wife and kids, rotation, doesn't matter. Programs curated to you, and I have a starter course below if you can't swing the coaching. I'll see you in the next video.